So, check this out.
Coming to you live from my backup account because I had to share the story of the worst table I've ever had. Now, I know it was the day after a holiday. I don't remember if it was Thanksgiving, Christmas, or New Year's, but I know it was the day after a holiday during the holidays. And if you've ever worked in a restaurant, you know that one of two things can happen. You're either going to get the biggest tips of your entire life or the most monstrous humans you've ever met, no in between. So it was brunch, and it was a table of about 10 to 12 people. There were some children, we had high chairs. I would rather run the Boston Marathon than take a party larger than 8 during brunch. So this table to start off was fine. They were a bit needy, as you know, a giant table typically is, but they were fine. Like, they weren't rude, they weren't demanding, they just had a lot of things that they wanted and kept forgetting that me bringing over 12 coffees, 12 waters, and 12 mimosas would take longer than if they were just, you know, maybe 2 or 4 people. So it's busy, but they're getting fine service. Not bad, not amazing, fine. Because it's a full restaurant, it's a busy day, it's after a holiday. No one necessarily asked for the check, but they had been sitting for probably 20-25 minutes. They wouldn't let us clear any of their plates, but they also made it very clear that they were completely done ordering any other food or drink. And after 20-25 minutes, sure, you can keep your trash, but I'm gonna put the check on the table. So I put it down, I'm like, you know, doing laps where I'm like looking over, there's no card on the check. I keep doing laps and like a long time goes by. I go over and check on them, they brush me off and I'm like, okay, fine, you can just hang out here all day, I guess, if you want. They then call me over and ask to speak to a manager, to which I send my manager over. A lady who had said maybe 2 words to me then starts to fully bawl her eyes out in the restaurant saying that I was the worst server they had ever had in their entire life. Like, hyperventilating, crying over the bad service that I gave the 12 of them. So for parties of over 6, our restaurant was, and we had auto gratuity included, specifically to protect me in a situation like this. They, again, were full crying. So my manager was like, you know what, we'll make an exception. You will be the first table that we ever take the auto gratuity off of. So your server will not be paid for the last several hours that she spent serving you. They said, oh, thank goodness. Now, the place I worked for was a lovely establishment. I was still paid by the restaurant the tip that I would have been owed. So I was fine. They all leave and practically like spit on me on the way out. And I still don't know what happened with them that I was unaware of. But the hot ticket is they called in the next day and asked to speak to the general manager or the owner. They got the general manager. And they said after spending the night, like sleeping on this, they demand a full refund and they would like to see repercussion for me, whether that be termination or suspension. Happy freaking holidays. Coming to you live.
Dang! Bro. I mean...
They...
Have you ever been full-blown just in tears over your waitress service? Hyperventilating? That's a bit much, bro. That's a bit much. Come on now.
That's the craziest story
Come on
ever.
now. If you were sitting here telling me you had bad service and you didn't feel like, okay, cool.
Crying and like, for
like
what?
you just got that beating from your mom back in the day and you couldn't really
From
get
a server?
Like, come on, bro. Like, see, people handle your. See, this is why that I don't mess around with people that handle my food.
That's crazy. Like, salute to all the people that are servers, cause like sometimes y'all have it bad, and I totally get it. But that don't make sense. Like, I could see if you're upset, then nine times out of 10 people like.
Put yourself in her shoes. How would you have reacted? Anytime you gotta blink and close your eyes, that means you're trying to think of the politically correct something to say. Nah, don't give me the politically correct. How would you have responded?
Okay. I think she handled it the same way I would, because they asked to speak to a manager and she went and got the manager. Like, because she didn't think, you know, she probably was like curious as into why. But because normally you don't wait to the end of your meal if you're upset. Especially to the point of crying and hyperventilating.
What could you have been that upset about? What? Please tell me, did she spit in your food?
The fork was dirty.
Did she throw your food in your lap and you still, what made you hyperventilate? I don't believe you. I'm sorry. I'm rocking with the waitress here.
I am too.
I'm rocking
and the
with the
whole thing
waitress
was
here.
is that at first they just wanted her not to be paid. So they wanted a discount.
Went home
But then-
and we slept on it
Now
and we
want a
woke.
full refund.
Get out of here,
That's
bro.
what you thought you was gonna be able to get. That sounds like a scam. Like seriously, that sounds like a scam.
That's
Sounds
like the
that's
people
what they
that
thought they was gonna
deliberately be like, oh, it's a hair in my food, so I don't have to pay for it. Come on, man. This is how these people feed themselves.
Exactly.
Like a lot of these waitresses, man, that's how they take it. They family.
Exactly.
They may be.
They get paid like, oh, if I'm not mistaken, because I know before, because I've known people work in service like that. They get paid a lower hourly rate, and they depend on those tips. So, bruh, like.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And for people out there who, and we're gonna get back to this, you non-tippers that don't tip your waitress,
Break it down.
you don't even know how good it could be for you if you're a regular and you tip well. You're missing out on all of that
Exactly.
because you choose to be a shoddy tipper.
Exactly.
Like, you supposed to make it rain on your waitress, man. You supposed to be like,
Whoa. Rain?
I make it rain. You know what I mean? I make it rain on your waitress. You know what I mean? Tip drill.
Maybe just a drizzle, like, you know?
Nah, but I'm exaggerating on that. But you're supposed to make your waitress, like, remember. That way, when you come, you get the perks.
Exactly. And I just feel like, no, that's just the human thing to do, you know, because I didn't have to cook. I'm sitting here at this restaurant because 9 times out of 10, I'm, you know.
She's an over tipper, by the way. She's an over tipper.
Anyways, 9 times out of 10, like, I'm tired or whatever. So they're doing me the privilege of not having to go home, figure out what the heck I'm going to cook it, then eat, then clean up. They saved you a lot. You know, especially if you didn't have the groceries already or the food already thought out. And it's like, and they do it with a smile. I could see if she was rude or.
What's the worst service you've had that you can remember?
McDonald's.
I mean, come on, what you expect, bro?
I know, that's the drive-through, bro. It's like, those be like.
How do you have bad service in the drive-thru?
Like, they be acting mad. I don't know. It's like,
I didn't make you work
apply
here.
for this job? I get it's McDonald's, but I don't really see why you like, dang. You know how they say if you stump your toe when you get out of bed, it's like they all just wake up just hitting their whole knee.
It don't be all of them, because there's some good workers out there that work.
There's some.
But yeah, man, I didn't force you to work here.
But Chick-fil-A had the best people though.
Yeah, because they be trying to run you down if they ain't say thank you to you. Good gracious, bro.
It's like they're all happy. It's like they come from out of this factory.
It's
and they're
scary.
just like, my pleasure.
I'll tell you some of the worst service I had. I think I was at a Chili's. I don't know if it was with you or the fire department. Might have been with the fire department. And we were sitting there, right? Mm-hmm. And I think it was them because it had just opened. So they were doing their like stuff where they would invite us there and different things, and we would come. And we were doing fire watch for them as well. So we got, you know what I mean, all those type of perks as well.
Right.
So we go there and we sitting outside on the patio and we're ordering stuff and it's coming. She bringing it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it was busy, but when she would bring something, you know, you take the empty plates that we finished off the table. She wasn't doing that. So she was just bringing more stuff and not taking the other stuff that was empty away. So the more stuff that we ordered at the table, it was just piling up everywhere. It got to the point where I was eating whatever I had out of my hand at one point. It was that bad. We still tip because I just don't believe in that.
Maybe she was new.
She had to be new. But it was crazy to the point where it was hilarious. Like, it was so full at the table that I had to scoop back and have my bowl of chili
she
like
was
right
new.
here.
Let's just like watch that one. She was new.
You can't say it was. I don't know. She might have been.
Because this girl even was trying to take the stuff off the table, and they were like, "No."
Yeah, she said they brushed her off.
Yeah,
they brushed her off, saying, you know
like,
what I mean?
Get away from the table, basically.
Yeah, like we're gonna pay when we get ready, but. The crying, the hyperventilating, and all of this kind of
you can't
snot.
tell me that was like a whole.
You ain't got to snot like Viola Davis just to get your point across, man. You know
why for real?
Viola Davis is like the cry snot queen. Come on now, you know it's the truth. It's the truth.
Y'all be hurting her feelings. Did you
I
see
love
her
Viola
post?
Davis.
She said, why y'all always making them memes and stuff about me and my walk? Like y'all be
Her
hurting
walk?
people's
She got a walk?
No. Oh, I don't know.
Now I gotta go look for a walk. But me and you would always laugh at her cry, bro. Because as soon as the tears come, the snot coming with her.
Sometimes the snot come first, but she be into it. She's authentic. She's real.
She definitely real and authentic. She definitely real and authentic. But yeah, man, you can't treat the waitress like that, bro. Like what?
And not go back.
Who going back?
You're gonna treat them like crap, and then you're gonna go back. And
Who going back?
And not know. Yeah, they talking about you in the kitchen. They look. That's them right there.
And if you think they won't, go watch that movie Waiting. I'll never forget that movie.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, go watch Waiting. Yeah, I don't play with people who cook my food. None of that. I'm gonna be nice, and if I have a bad experience and I need to talk to the manager, I ain't coming back. I ain't coming back.
I just feel like sometimes, people can have a bad day and they can't, interact negatively with you or whatever. And you just try to, be more polite to ease it over. And if not, then okay, you just talk about that, but I don't think that's a reason to not, or to not like pay them. Like, come on. I don't be happy with AT&T service all the time, but I still gotta pay them.
There goes that sponsor.
I don't care. Contact me.
Yo, man. So as I did not expect that to happen, bro. If she got fired, then that company is so wrong for that.
No, she didn't get fired.
I hope not.
That's why she did this on her second account. And she said she was okay with them removing her tip because the company she worked for was still paying
dope.
her.
That's a dope company.
Exactly.
That's a dope company.
Because they understand that sometimes it's not the server, it's the people.
People be wanting to figure out ways to get out of paying.
And that's
all
exactly
that be boiling down to. When you had to do that, all that told me is
realized that her acting wasn't good because either she didn't. She got to get it real good, you know what I'm saying? Because she didn't do it enough. That's what it was. It only got her the tip.
I went home and I slept on it. Really? Really? That's what you thought about all night when you got home? I want
to know what they did the next day. I'd have been like, really? Well, we slept on it too.
And I ain't paying you.
That's just about all you get.
I'd have been like, I ain't paying you.
And
what you gonna do?
This is why they had cameras and stuff too. I'm like, bro.
They need them. If they don't have cameras, they need them. Because you need to see and be able to see. Because if I'm a waitress or a waiter, I'm saying check the footage.
Exactly.
You'll see. Check the footage. You'll see. And if I did something wrong, I'd be willing to own up and say, hey, I did something wrong. But check the footage first.
Exactly.
Verify.
And I would have actually asked them like, okay, so what exactly are you upset about? What did she not do? And I mean, I would run down different things. Was she rude? Did she not come to your table enough? And then break it down. Then I go pull my tape. Well, it looks like she came over there a good 6 times. And a couple of them times, y'all was brushing her off.
You know what would be dope?
What?
You gotta get like a little waitress costume.
Oh, gosh. Okay, good night, guys. Bye.
You gotta get the waitress costume.